I'm not embarrassed to say I'm a Swiftie. You know the old iPods back when those were a thing?
Yeah.
But I decided that was gonna be my Taylor Swift iPod. And so I had every song that she ever made. So that way, if I had that iPod, I didn't need to think about, holy crap. Ah, that's hot.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Clover Trading YouTube channel. I'm here with Dominic Mastromatteo, one of your favorite and spiciest Clover Trading captains. My name is Margot. I'm the Clover Trading marketing girl, but today I'm being put on camera and being put through the gauntlet, through the ring of fire. Dominic, how are we feeling and how is your spice tolerance?
I'm nervous for some reason, but I like hot stuff.
Okay.
Here to have a good conversation and
Yeah.
have some wings.
We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly.
Right.
It's gonna be very
let's get into
gentle. I think I had this last night with dinner, so I'll just put it right here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
Oh my God, these are so much better than the first round. Oh my God, they're so juicy.
All right, we'll work more on the last ones when we need it. Not bad.
How do we feel about that first one?
It's really good.
It's the classic
A little
hot
too much
sauce.
chili flavor for me.
I don't taste anything in that. That to me is like a sauce for children. So I know you're from a small town in Michigan where everyone kind of knows each other and they go hunting and fishing and enjoy the outdoors. How did you get into stock trading? Like how did that come about?
I didn't get into hunting till probably I was already trading.
Oh, okay.
Fishing, I've been doing my whole life. My dad used to take us to Lake St. Clair in Michigan, which is a giant lake. We go smallmouth bass fishing. So I've always had a passion for that. You know, that's not necessarily the outdoors like hunting is, but I do love fishing. How did I get into stock trading? I just didn't know what else to do. I was in college. I was skipping a lot of classes. I can talk about this now that it's in the past. And
Yes.
I'm successful, I guess, that we can let the parents know. I was just not making the most of school. I didn't believe in it. I never really believed that school was worth it, but I played soccer for a while. And once I stopped playing soccer, I didn't have to go to class because there was no one checking in on me. I really stopped going. I stopped taking it serious. I'm smart enough to be able to like memorize a whole semester in one night and pass a test.
Okay.
But I didn't learn anything from school. I never did in high school either.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really believe in school, and that's partly on me. The origin story is kind of like, I was just sitting in the cafe at the bottom of the library, being a barista I was working as, trying to make money so I could pay to be at school, like just for fun and stuff on the weekends and have money for food. I saw a video about penny stocks and I was like, what is this? I had no real interest in, I was a business major at that point, but like nothing with finance yet. It just really interested me. I think it interested me more because I was desperate and I was looking to clutch onto something that could get me rich or get me to commit to do something, because I wasn't doing internships. I was a landscaper on the weekends, in the summers, and I really had no vision. I always would tell people, I'm gonna be rich, I'm gonna have a yacht, I'm gonna do this, but I never took any steps, so everyone kind of was just like, okay, nice.
Jan.
Meanwhile, I'm skipping class and not doing anything with my life, but I weirdly still believed it back then. I just was waiting for the right opportunity, and I kind of just dove into trading while I was still wrapping up my senior year. I had a lot of stuff going on with my health and stuff, so I went home and just kind of finished school from home and just committed to trading. I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, but I am very happy that it was, who knows if it was just a get-rich-quick scheme or multi-level marketing or something, I probably wouldn't have continued doing it, but I did develop a passion for trading, and that's like step one to know if you're gonna make it or not. Like, you have to like doing it.
100%.
And I figured out that I loved it.
Number two, we're
green.
moving on to the zesty
Krabby's
lemon
Shack.
pepper hot sauce.
It doesn't look like the way it's supposed to look like for this smell. Let's give her a go. Not used to green sauces. I have a rule, no green sauces.
You don't like anything
I don't like green pastas.
Yeah.
What is a green pasta sauce?
Pesto.
Pesto. All right, we got a little bit on there.
Smell test. Ooh, it smells really good.
It's horrible.
That's so good.
I do not taste any of the lemon pepper. There's a little lemon.
That was lemon first hit.
I'll try it again. It is tasty.
Double.
It's a good aftertaste.
Yeah,
I'm trying to enjoy these ones because I don't think I'm gonna be double dipping on the next few.
I'm like trying to follow with Dom here. He's like just shoving it on there, eating the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, okay, I could do it too.
I don't know if I'd want a whole plate of that flavor, but it isn't bad.
Okay, so would you say that the patience that you learned being at deer camp, waiting for the right buck to show up, does that translate in your trading techniques at all?
I would say it's the other way around.
Really?
For me, trading was an eye-opener. I've always been an athlete my whole life and like never really had the want to be like the best or anything, like to push myself to like, I was always like good, but always just like good enough. Like I'm on the team, I play a lot. Like in high school I did really well, but then college I didn't play that much because I kind of stopped. I never really gave anything 100%. And with trading, I realized like the only way to get it to work would be to give it like, because they say 90% of people fail trading. And so I was like I gotta stop doing what everyone's doing. I have to work harder. Where I go to conferences and be like, all these people are my enemies. Like I must do more than them. If they're telling me they're studying 10 hours a day, I need to be studying 11. If they're studying this content, I need to study this content plus this and this. I took it really seriously. It was the first time in my life that I'd ever done that. And that's how I knew I was passionate about it, because like I said, like I loved soccer, but I clearly wasn't passionate enough if I wasn't doing the extra off-season workouts and getting my cardio up all year round, like only taking it serious to play the game, not the practice part. And when you go through your trading journey, you know, I think Huie and Kyle took a little bit longer than I did. I took 10 months to figure it out, but I was doing it 16 hours a day, every single day. Once I made it the first time and like started to get consistently profitable, I was like, oh my gosh, this is how much work is required to get to a top level of something. Like it almost made me look at the rest of the world with a negative light, like fishing or hunting. And I'm like, I don't deserve to kill a deer because I'm not doing the work. I'm not going out and scouting. I'm not making my property better. I'm not caring about the wind every single time. And I think it's a negative eye opener because it's just like, I now know what's required to be successful. And even with trading, it's just like, if I don't sustain that every year, I drop off, I start to fail, I draw down. And I look at that with everything in life now, where it's like, if I'm not giving it this 100%. Level of seriousness, like I don't deserve to reap any rewards from it.
Wing time, number 3.
Curry verde?
Curry verde, that's what we'll call it. Yeah, curry verde.
Oh, this doesn't look flavorful.
You love it, you love green.
It doesn't smell bad.
Right. It's easier to.
It looks thick.
It is thick to the point that I have to mix mine up because it's been sitting there. So it's a little.
Oh, that's too much, Dominic. Gosh.
You could just dip it on the.
All right, curry verde.
La pimenteri.
That's
I wish there was a more
graceful
way to eat it.
There's no way with wings.
No.
Unless you just touch it with like your fingernails or just.
That's what I've been doing, like
a rabbit. Not too hot, definitely starting to hit the tongue, but not that flavorful.
Okay, so you're the first of the Clovers to get married. Now you're starting a family with your beautiful wife. How are you going to balance being a stock trader and a family man?
Good question. Maybe one that I haven't prepared for enough yet.
Caught him.
Yeah, but I don't know, I think it's anything in life, you know, there's no perfect time for anything.
Yeah,
you obviously want to have everything figured out, but it's never really gonna be the case, and you almost have to sometimes just jump and dive into things and see how it shakes out and know that you're with the right people and that things are gonna work out even if they're difficult or tough. My days are gonna look different. My morning routines aren't gonna be my morning routines anymore. That is kind of crazy to me. Like, you know, I feel like the last 10 years from college to trying to become a trader, it's a lot of selfish thinking. You're always thinking about yourself. Like, if you're not perfect for your mom and you kind of annoyed on the phone call because you have a bad trade, you justify it. And you should be getting better. You're optimizing your mind, your body, trying to get better, trying to make more money, trying to hit the next milestone, trying to pass Kyle, whatever it is. And all that's about to go out the window, and nothing of what like is now at the forefront of my attention is going to be. And I don't know if that's going to make me a better trader, a more passive trader, whatever it is, but that's going to be the only thing that matters in the future. And I'm going to have to find some balance. And it's one of those things I think you try not to plan too much for, and you get used to it. You give yourself some time. There's a grace period. There's going to be a lot of changes. Life's going to look different, and it's going to be different for a very long time now. Yeah. And we'll figure it out.
Number 4.
Chili lengua de fuego. I think fuego's hot.
Lengua de fuego, yeah.
Hot sauce with chocolate. I'm a big chocolate guy, so we'll see if we taste it here. Very thick. You can see it's not coming down, and I'm shaking it vigorously.
You better vigorously shake it.
I'm gonna probably be a little more gentle with how much I put on there.
It's chocolate. It's fine. I feel like the smell.
Smell the chocolate a little bit.
I can smell the chocolate.
All right, let's do it.
Which is such a weird thing.
It was very sweet initially.
I don't know. Initially, you're like, okay, it's a chocolate sauce.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite either.
It's hot. I feel like that other one might have been a little more on the tongue.
How important do you think it is for traders to have hobbies?
I think it's really important. I think there's moments and times when you have to buckle down, like your first year to 2 years, you don't really have a choice to like have a life outside of trading because like we've talked about how much effort it really takes.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's markets that are so good, like 2020 and 2021, where you have to just kind of buck up and be there from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day because who knows if we'll ever see a market like that again. But for the more intermediate to experienced trader who is consistent, they make good money, they know what they want to do in the markets. I think having a life outside of trading is so important because it can't be your everything. Like you have to care more about your relationships with your friends and family, your significant other, than you do about trading, or else it will just throw you through the ringer. Like if you wake up every day and it's just trading, sleep, you will hit stress because it's not gonna be all perfect. You're not always gonna make money. You're gonna go through struggles. And if you don't have something else to take your attention away when things are hard, those moments are just gonna suck so much more. And that's not fun for something that is inevitable. Like I'm telling you guys out there, like if you're making money right now and you've done it for 4 years, you're gonna hit a year where things suck and it's hard. And I want you to be prepared for that and let you know that it's coming for you no matter what. So that way you have, avenues to get rid of some stress, to enjoy yourself. Like I hate myself on days when I have a really bad day and then I'm kind of annoying to everyone that like for no reason. And it just kind of like bothers me because it's like, they don't deserve it. Who cares about what happened on my day? Like it's my job. Other people have bad days at their job. They don't come home and take it out on me.
Totally.
And I think we do it as traders and we justify it because the money's big and we're throwing around big fancy numbers all the time that like, oh, you should feel bad for me because I lost 20 grand today.
Yeah.
And you should feel so lucky you went to your normal job and got paid today and I lost money. No, it's not what I want. I think like the golfing, the fishing, the hunting makes you better at trading. Like I think the point of your question earlier was like those things and getting better at those and having different avenues to use the same parts of your brain. But without having the same negative results. Like if I go golfing and I play horrible, I'm not gonna think about it when I go to bed like I would a bad trade because it's my career, it's my job. But I still get to hopefully use that to make me a better trader and a better golfer, whatever it is, hunter. You don't wanna be that guy that's always talking about trading. Like my family, when Jack lived with me, like we'd go to family dinners on Friday night. And the guys would sit on one side, all we do is talk about trading. And no one wanted to be around us. And that was a stage where we were trying to figure it out, so I'm okay with it. But nowadays, like when I talk to new traders and stuff, it's a Friday and we're at dinner or something, I'm like, it's Friday. I don't want to hear about trading. Like let's enjoy our lives a little bit.
Los Calientes.
Rojo version.
Now
no more weird colors, these are all red and orange.
Yeah, now it's just like red and death.
And I keep putting so much on like I'm about to have a good time.
I know, I'm following you, and this is...
Just a decent amount right here. All right, ready? Let's do it. That one tastes really good at the beginning.
Yeah, it's deceiving. I actually really like that one.
That one's flavor is delicious.
Super flavored.
Oh, see how hot it gets?
If you were able to bring in your favorite stock trader as a Clover captain, who would you bring in and why? Like, what do you think that they could bring to the table?
I don't have a lot. I used to, I feel like at the beginning stages, look up to people more and like put them on pedestals and treat people more like celebrities than traders, which I think a lot of people do. And I've stopped doing that while. I'm trying to think of like a lot of candidates and I don't have a lot of them because a lot of them nowadays are friends, which is awesome to think about. But it would have to be Gratani just because I don't have a super close relationship with him or anything, but I just owe so much of what I've been able to do trading to his guides and to his thought process on things and how he explained things. And he's, I think, such an underrated teacher because he doesn't like teach actively. He just kind of has his guides and he's used to answer questions and stuff. But having him around more and being able to ask questions, but he's always back testing, doing what he's doing, building strategies for the future. He goes so big. So to be able to have more conversations with him and like learn that route, and he's been doing it a while, could probably ask him more questions about the having a family and stuff and moving into the 30s as a trader. But that one would be an easy answer, you know.
Well, shout out Tim Gratani. You heard it here first. Get on in here.
Jalapeno Chico. Open, pour, enjoy, repeat. This one's very liquidy.
Yeah, which normally you'd be like, oh, it's fine, it's liquid.
A lot. You can see in the color, it's like a dirty orange. Like it's getting hotter. All right.
Cheers, my friend.
Let's rock. This is gonna suck. That one on the tongue felt hot.
Oh, it's so hard to get off. Ooh. Oh, it touched my mouth this time.
I don't think the strategy for me can beat it. Open my mouth with my tongue on the sauce first. I don't think this one's gonna go away like the other ones have. I think this one's gonna set on my tongue.
Oh, Okay, so you've experienced the ups, you've experienced the downs. How do you get back to your trading station after a major loss, like the $80,000 loss you experienced on IMUX?
That one, yeah, kind of a funny story with that one. We keep talking about hunting and big losses, being out in the woods. That one was that was the first time I ever had a really big loss. I think that's my biggest loss ever. It was my fault, but it wasn't like due to like a lot of bad habits. Like a lot of my big losses have been fighting stocks, oversizing. Like there was a laundry list of mistakes that I made. This one was a normal trade that went so south. Yeah, I was just in a swing position on a stock that was looking to set up for a breakout, and I had like 10,000 shares from like $9 and something, $9.80, around $10. And in the fall, when I hunt, I do take off a little early. Sometimes sun goes down a lot earlier. I gotta get out there before the deer are moving.
Yeah.
So I sometimes will leave at like 2 or 3 o'clock, and I'll check on my phone. And this is I was pretty irresponsible. I didn't even have the app on my phone to trade the position I was in, so I couldn't do anything with it when I was gone. I just kind of was in la la land of like, it'll be okay, like it's not doing anything, it's just gonna go sideways, so we'll deal with it tomorrow. I'm hunting, and I have like rules. If I tell people I'm hunting, I'm like, leave me alone, like don't call me, don't text me.
He's at deer camp.
And my phone is just buzzing. It's like 4:15, market's closed, and my phone's a buzzing. First it's Randy Walker, then it's my brother, and I'm just ignoring him because like, I'm hunting, I just wanna relax. And then I get a text, and it's like, it's at 2. I call my brother from the stand while having a mini heart attack, and he's at my house going fishing, and I have him go into my house, and I'm like, just get me out. And so I lost like 80% in like 10 minutes. That was weird. That one just came with such weird emotion because I didn't feel like it was all my fault. Like it was just kind of an unfortunate circumstance. When I tell you guys it's inevitable, something's gonna happen to you at some point that just sucks. And there wasn't a lot of like, there's a little stuff I could, I've adjusted a bit, but that one was out of the blue, and it wasn't like on a day where I was tilted or angry or emotional. So that sucked. And the way it happened, like I'm hunting, I'm trying to relax, like that wasn't, I don't remember it being a very good sit, like in my mind. Like, and I didn't even take the loss. Like I had someone else sign in and sell it for me. So it was super weird experience.
All of those emotions that you're experiencing, like how do you go back to your trading station and and you're just like, okay, here we go again.
It depends on how it happened. Like other losses that were smaller, I feel like were harder to come back from because they were the outcome that was because of a lot of really bad habits, being inconsistent, oversizing on stuff, taking unnecessary trades, like unnecessary risks. And on those ones, it's a lot harder for me to come back because it's kind of like I, like for a moment, just like don't trust myself.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, what are you gonna do tomorrow if we show up? Like, are you gonna do something stupid? Are you gonna get angry? Are you gonna buy 6 million shares of something and try to get all your money back today? That loss, I remember, because it was so different, it hurt a lot less. I know it's weird to say my biggest loss ever, but because of the way it happened, there wasn't a lot of time for me to be emotional or to care. Like you said, I didn't see it coming. And the way I didn't even take the loss, someone else clicked the buttons for me. Like it was just like really weird. It's really personal, I think, how people want to deal with other people take breaks. Some people downsize a ton. Some people just try to force themselves not to trade. I know Kyle's talked about like going 2 or 3 days of forcing yourself to sit there all day but not trade, like get your discipline back. You know what you have to do. People always ask for advice on that, but you know in your heart if you're doing something you should or shouldn't be doing. And if it continues to get worse, you need to obviously do something different. But for me, it all stems from like, what kind of loss was it? How did it happen?
How did it happen?
And like with the big one, like I don't remember there being a lot to learn from. There was a couple things I implemented after that to try to safeguard that from ever happening again. But in terms of the trade itself, it wasn't one that I would do anything different on. And so it was easier for me to kind of step back in. I think it's also like important to understand like how you're gonna go about getting the money back. If it's like, I need my money back by next Friday, that's a bad place to be coming from if I'm trying to force my will onto the market. But if I can get to the point where I'm just gonna go try to take the next trade and just focus on that, you'll know how you feel. Like if you go back and you think you're ready and you're not, you'll feel it. If you're numb to it and you don't feel the pain from that loss anymore, you'll know. And you just kind of got to be really honest with yourself. Like gut feelings are real, I feel like, in trading, and you got to kind of trust them.
Now we are number 7. Oh, I hate this one.
Is that this?
The Bomb Evolution.
The Bomb. Hot sauce. It's just a picture of a nuclear explosion. This one's so thick.
Yeah, it's so bad. 2, 4,
We're going into
6,
this bready
7.
side. That's what I'm doing.
That's cute, Dom.
Is it too little?
I mean,
dab a few more.
Damn, it's so thick.
This one looks tasty. I already lost the spice from the last one, so. Ready? That's not good at all.
I really ate that one.
Oh, that one's not good.
Do they make this in Chernobyl or something? It's horrible.
That one's bad.
Yeah. Oh God, it just cuts my throat as it comes down.
Great wing, mother clucker.
Beyond being a teacher for a fairly large online community now for the Clovers, what is it like kind of going one-on-one with certain people that you've literally taken under your wing and have let them live with you, like your student and friend Randy Walker, and kind of watch them go from 0 to 1 million under your roof?
Yeah, that's the most fulfilling part. I love teaching, and I know it gets a lot, sorry.
Stay with me.
It's hitting my tongue a little, like numbing it. It gets a bad rap. A lot of people are like, if you make money trading, why would you ever sell a course or teach?
Yeah, I see those comments all the time.
I think it's kind of BS.
It is.
Leveraging your knowledge. But actually watching it firsthand, like I get the same type of feelings with students online. Like we have a couple students right now just absolutely killing it. And it's awesome to see, especially when you see them in person at boot camps and they're investing in their education, they're committing the time. You can spot from a mile away who's gonna make it and who's not, just by effort. But when I see it firsthand, like it's actually kind of insane the list it's at now with the Michigan boys, like people that have made it in trading who are full-time traders, who some of them I don't even really talk to anymore just because they're so self-sufficient and they live farther away now or whatever it is.
AKA Jack Kellogg.
Jack Kellogg too, but seeing that in person, because I've seen also a lot of these people's backstories, where they came from, how they did in school, did they even go to school, what was their life gonna look like without trading, and I never really sold them on a dream or anything. It was more of just like being really honest to people about like, this is what's required, this is what it takes, I can give you all the tools, but it's all up to you and you can change your life. And actually watching people do it is more meaningful to me than doing it myself. Like there's moments in my career when I was really, really proud of myself. But day to day, like I said, you kind of lose interest in the milestones stuff. So kind of living vicariously through other people, through the highs and the lows, and watching them get their golden nuggets here, have their first time they go green on the profit chart. It's a weird high that I'm sure people get when they're teachers or parents, and you watch your kids succeed or do something after they've worked hard. Watching someone else do it with a little bit of your help, it's a feeling that you can't really explain. And it's crazy to think that I had some sort of impact on all that. But it's an awesome feeling. That is why I teach, because it gives me purpose outside of just trying to hit the next million or something.
Totally. You keep taking the bottles and then I can't do it. You intro
sauce, hopped up hot sauce. There's a guy with a big beard and a watermelon. This one looks tasty though. That red color kind of looks like
it's like a ketchup.
Like a barbecue-y looking
barbecue
flavor.
Ketchup vibe.
Let's just do a lot on this one.
Okay.
All right, let's rock.
There we go.
I taste the watermelon.
Yeah, smells like it's sweet. Oh.
This one's gonna suck.
That's
it's like
not
at
bad.
the back of my tongue. This one doesn't taste so far as bad as the bomb.
It's more smoky and it has like a
there was a sweet flavor
cake.
at the
It's
beginning.
kind of like masked what the spiciness is supposed to be. That's not bad. Before Clover Trading, Huie was your business partner, and you guys were better known as the Huie and Dom duo.
HuieandDom.com.
HuieandDom.com. Could you tell us your funniest story of you and Huie? I witnessed you guys as a duo, and sometimes I'm like, the two best friends, like the three musketeers, like you guys are just hilarious, and I feel like you have some really good stories.
Craziest stories?
Whether it was like golfing together, or fishing together.
I don't know, he would want me to say some of them.
He's the one who actually wrote this question down for some reason, so he wants you to tell something good.
We were at Traders for a Cause, and we went together, and we were supposed to—
In Vegas?
We were golfing in a foursome with two other people. Yeah, in Vegas. He likes golfing with me. I think we have fun, but I like it a lot more than he does because he's not that good.
I was gonna say, is it because he's not that good?
But we always had this joke. He was like, remember that 1 8-iron I had? Because he had this one great shot this one time. And it wasn't even like towards the hole or anything. It was like a par 5 where it was just fairway to fairway. Like it was just moving the ball further, but he hit it really great. But in this instance, we were playing and it was like, I think the score mattered, and like it was a unit. We were foursome and we were playing a scramble for like to win something.
Okay.
And he fell asleep in the cart from hole like 6 to 12. And he just literally didn't play and didn't care. And I was not angry because I didn't think he was that good, but it was just hilarious to me because he was like tired from the night before and was just like, I don't really want to play right now. He just literally slept in the golf cart.
That's very funny. You've made it through 8 fiery wings. We are now down
not bad
to
so far.
The last dab.
This is thick.
Yeah, hold it. Since you're now taking my job.
Ones, the last dab Apollo. This is so thick it's not even moving when I smack it.
The last dab.
These wings are great.
The second round was way better than the first round, bro.
Ugly look.
Fuck, that's way too much. Show the people the dab. Cheers.
Let's rock it.
Let's do it.
I have it all over my lip. That's a bad idea.
You know, the wings. Oh.
I'm just hoping it's not gonna get really bad. It's the last one. So far.
Oh my God. Breathing like hurts.
Yeah. It's not like stuck to my tongue like the other ones, but it's in my mouth. It's like gas.
Whoa.
It feels like air.
God, why does it feel like a new experience every time?
I don't like it.
Why do you keep eating it? I'm so confused.
The wing is really good. I feel like anxious. It does feel like it's affecting my breathing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not stuck on my tongue like that. It's in my throat. This is all over the place. I'm not gonna have any milk.
I was gonna say, come on, we have lifelines. You can totally do it. But this is the last question. For the last question, we like to kind of pull up a post from your Instagram. You're gonna give me a little bit more context as to what we're looking at here. Are you ready?
Okay. That's Taylor Swift Eras Tour.
Yeah. Tell us about it. I know that you're like secretly, yeah, because you're like the biggest Taylor Swift fan I know.
And I've never really been embarrassed about it. I have a cool story about that. Well, just Taylor Swift. You know the old iPods back when those were a thing?
Yeah.
When there was so many different kinds of the little shuffle one, like it didn't have a screen.
Didn't even have a screen.
But
I
it
know
was
the
a little
ones.
one.
Yeah.
People use it for like running and stuff.
Yeah.
I found one, and I don't know how much storage it had, but I decided that was going to be my Taylor Swift iPod, and so I had every song that she ever made. So that way, if I had that iPod, I didn't need to think about. Holy crap. That's hot. I didn't have to like find a song or anything because I knew it was gonna be just Taylor Swift on shuffle.
And you'd be good. What was that like seeing her live? I mean, were you like freaking out more than your wife?
I only cried twice, I think.
I only cried twice.
During All Too Well, the 10-minute version. It was Enchanted when she had the dress on. She has that was awesome for me because I'd never seen her before, and that was kind of like full circle. She'll probably never have anything that big ever again, or that represents her whole career.
Yeah.
And I'd been there the whole time and lived through each part of it. So it was like just better than any other concert.
Aww.
Because she's my favorite, but also like she's probably at the height of her career right now, and it wraps up everything since I've been like 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I don't know, absolutely phenomenal night. She's the best. If you haven't seen her, she's still doing it in like Europe. You should go check it out. But yeah, I'm not embarrassed to say I'm a Swiftie.
Do you listen to Taylor Swift while you're trading?
I sometimes do.
Yeah.
If no one's in the office, I'll put it on shuffle and listen to some slow ones in the background. I'm always listening to Taylor Swift.
Well, that's amazing. Well, Dom, you made it through with the 9 wings
I'll tell you what,
of
I
hell.
thought that'd be worse.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping you were gonna be.
I still don't feel comfortable right now in my mouth or throat.
Yeah.
Like I'm breathing gas. That's what it feels like.
Fire breathing dragon.
But I might try, what is one we like? This one?
Yeah, that one.
I might just
Los
top the rest of the
Calientes.
wings off and just go to town when they turn the cameras off. But that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was great.
Let's not do it again.
Okay, fine. Fair. Well, I guess you won't be hosting this show then. I guess I can keep my job.
We'll do ice cream.
Yeah, an ice cream show. Dominic, thank you so much for taking the time to answer some questions and letting the people get to know you in maybe a different way that they weren't expecting.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on my channel.
Yeah. Thanks for being on your channel. Yeah, you better do that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, take a look.
Dom, thank you so much for being with us here on the Clover YouTube channel on the new series, Hot Stocks. Tell the people what they can expect from you and the Clovers.
Oh my gosh, so much. Yeah, stay tuned. We're live every single day that the market is open. We have Good Morning NASDAQ, which me and Huie run every morning, 8:45 a.m. We have Wine Wednesdays, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. We do live trading on Wednesdays. We're also over at clovertrading.io. If you want access to that for 7 days for $7, the link in the description, you get access to all of our video lessons, webinars, archive webinars, trade alerts, watch lists, all that good stuff. And to just try it out to see if it's something for you. We're just gonna keep on growing and getting bigger and bigger and trying to give you guys as much content as physically possible. So join us for that journey on this rocket ship that is Clover, and we will see you in the next one.